What's up guys, Zach Ginn here. In today's video, I'm gonna give you the broke people's guide to wholesaling real estate. If you are broke, you have $0, I'm gonna give you my entire systems, how to navigate the entire wholesaling real estate landscape and the tools you need if you're broke, you have $0 in wholesaling real estate, and breaking down everything. I like to skip in the beginning, guys. A lot of these gurus are going to try to charge you thousands of dollars and make you put credit cards and get into debt to learn wholesaling. That is not what we do. I'm going to show you everything you need to know if you have $0, how to get into wholesaling, the whole systems, everything like that. So before I get into it, smash the like button and subscribe. Go to freewholesaling.com to get the free wholesaling course, and let's get into it. So the number one thing I can tell you when you're starting out broke in wholesaling real estate, you got no money. I've been there, done that, right? What I can tell you is you need to get the right systems and tools. This is not exclusive if you have $0 not to use tools and systems for virtual wholesaling real estate success and regular wholesaling success. So number one, a lot of people tell you use softwares, and I'm one that always likes softwares, but what I can tell you is softwares can only get you so far. It's really taking the time in there and actually going after it and doing the work. So number one I can tell you is if you're broke, if you have no money, government lists are probably gonna be the best type of list to be going after. These are code violations, fire damaged properties, water shutoffs, probates, arrest records, liens. These are all free lists you can pull from the county, code enforcement, the utility department. They're absolutely great. These are actually better pound for pound lists than like a paid service, but they're a lot harder to get. But I mean, they're not hard to get, they're just time intensive to get. And I think that's one thing a lot of people get confused. The average guru coach doesn't tell you about that because they can't make money off of you doing that. I can tell you it's one of the best lists out here, hands down. Now, if you have no money, how are you going to find somebody's phone number, right? Like skip tracing. Everyone tells you go buy the skip tracing, buy the skip tracing, buy the skip tracing. Now it's better quality skip tracing. It's definitely something that I recommend. You might have the money for it, but you don't need it. You know, TruePeopleSearch.com is probably gonna be the best tool out here for skip tracing for free. It's like 65% effective. It's not the cure-all for everything, but it's pretty darn good. Like it ain't that bad. And when you're starting out in wholesaling real estate, it's definitely going to be a really good key for getting somebody's phone number, TruePeopleSearch.com. Now, what if you're calling, right? Like, so you're calling somebody, you need a phone number, right? Let's say I live in California and it's like a crazy market and I'm going to go wholesale in like Atlanta. The key here is you don't want a California area code, right? That's going to not be a good first impression with the seller. You need to have an Atlanta area code. So how do you get an Atlanta area code? What you basically got to do here is just go to like Google Voice, or use like you could use a paid service, but like you got no money. So you're gonna use like Google Voice to get an area code and a phone number for free, where you can basically go from there, get a professional voicemail, kind of change your personal cell and a business cell. I recommend actually splitting them. So don't ever call in your personal cell. I think that's one big question I always get. Should I call it the personal cell? And no, I really don't think you should. So use Google Voice, definitely get out there. So the next part is like comps. So if you're broke, you don't have any money, how are you going to comp properties? And quick plug again, like if you need to learn how to do this business for free, go to freewholesaling.com. That is my free wholesaling course. It'll literally teach you everything you need to know about wholesaling real estate absolutely for free. But what are some tools you can use for free to get somebody's phone number? Now, number one, TruePeopleSearch.com is how you get someone's phone number. So you got someone's phone number, you got your Google Voice, you're ready to go, you're dealing with the seller, what's the CRM you should use? Definitely my number one CRM is Podio. I do have a free Podio guide on this YouTube channel. Also at freewholesaling.com, I'll show you how to set up a Podio. I don't think having no money is still not an excuse not to have a CRM, which is a customer relationship manager, kind of a list of all your leads, makes it organized and gives you a lot of success. So Podio is our CRM of choice, kind of organize your leads, your cash buyers, everything. Definitely a good one. Keep your notes for your sellers. Definitely something I definitely recommend. So when it comes to doing comps, so the best comp tool right now is probably Zillow. I like Realtor.com too. I like Redfin. There's definitely a good one. But if you're looking up comps, the number one tool also, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to verify this information. So this is when you have to go to the property appraiser website and verify it. So what do I mean by this? So I do virtual wholesaling in a lot of places. I actually do a ton of JVing deals all over mostly every single state. I'm not really doing much Alaska or Hawaii currently. So pretty much the 48 states I'm doing a lot of JVing right now for virtual wholesaling. What I can tell you is sometimes I look at these properties and I try to look at them on like Zillow or whatever, if there's any pictures, if they're not on PropStream. And what I can tell you is sometimes the square footage is off. So maybe it's a 1,200 square foot property and Zillow might have it as 1,500 square feet, Realtor.com might have it as 1,400, and PropStream has it like 1,600. And sometimes Realtor.com is not perfect. Sometimes PropStream's not perfect. Sometimes ZachData.com is not perfect. What I can tell you right now though is if you look at the property appraiser, that's going to be the number one thing, because when they built the property appraiser basically gets all that information publicly, and that's where you're going to have to pull it, because sometimes these services actually pull it from public data and from the property appraiser. So maybe this is a big thing I find is like, if the property is 1,000 square feet and there's a 200 square foot garage and a 200 square foot porch, it might say total square feet 1,600. Sometimes Zillow, PropStream, Realtor.com might pull the 1,600 as total square footage, but it's not the under air. Most of the time Zillow is good. Most of the websites out here are fine. But I do recommend when you're comping properties, especially for free, you definitely go to the property appraiser website and actually put the address in there, verify the deed on the property. A lot of people feel like they have to pay for PropStream or ZachData.com because they need to find who the owner on record is. But if you just go to the property appraiser, you can usually find it very quickly and easily. So definitely a good one to use on here. Another one is like you could reverse wholesale if you don't know someone's basically the price or the comping. What I mean by this, you could just go to your cash buyer and ask them how much they're willing to buy this property for. If they're a trusted cash buyer, it'll work. And when you got no money and you don't want to comp, it's pretty much the easiest thing to do, because if you're locking up a property and you're talking to a seller and he asks the cash buyer, how much are you willing to buy this house? It needs a little bit of work, but it's fine, it needs a new roof. Oh, I could probably pay you $150,000 for the house. Guess what? When you go to that seller, you know that the cash buyer is willing to buy it for $150,000. That means if they want to sell for $130,000 or you negotiate a deal for $120,000, you can make $30,000, $20,000 on an assignment fee. It actually makes it a lot easier. Now for acquisitions, not many tools out there. I got my free contract at freewholesaling.com, but like if you're doing virtual wholesaling, how do you get a contract locked up? Right now, there's like free PDF signers you can use if you don't use DocLoop or DocuSign or an e-signing service. There's some other ones out here, but Adobe is probably the most trusted one, so that's definitely the one. So if you want to get virtual, basically contract signed at like an e-signature, Podio's basically okay for uploading them, but you can't sign in Podio, so use like an Adobe e-signer PDF thing. That's probably gonna be the best one. I still recommend a DocuSign, like if you got some money, but it's fine if you're doing virtual wholesaling. Now, for dispositions, finding cash buyers, finding everything like that, what are you gonna use? So number one, I still think Facebook.com is probably gonna be my number one cash buyer site if you have no money. Now, if you gotta pay for it, cash sales on PropStream is one of my favorite ones, and ZachData.com, but really, like if you just go to Facebook, the real estate investing groups, and you actually just search cash buyers, or you go by recent, or you make posts and like add copies that I have at freewholesaling.com to post in these groups to find cash buyers. That's honestly really all you need to find cash buyers. You can also cold call the for rents on Zillow. That's another really good tool for finding cash buyers. But ultimately, like if you're broke, you can make a ton of money in this business. A lot of people broke do deals. The point of wholesaling for broke, if you got no money or anything with $0, is there's a ton of marketing methods and channels and everything like that. But really the point here is get like 1 or 2 deals and then start investing in other things. It's not because I want you to go buy services or go buy something, but it just makes your life easier in wholesaling. It makes you spend more time on the marketing, more time on the acquisitions process, more time on the dispositions, and less time pulling lists, skip tracing, things like that. So if you're broke, this is a guide to get your first 1 or 2 deals, then I'd reinvest in other softwares and things. But starting out, a quick government list, cold calling with like a Google Voice, using truepeoplesearch.com, getting a free PDF signer, and finding cash buyers on Facebook, and cold calling the for rents on Zillow, and then going to freewholesaling.com and learning. Guys, like heck, if you just cold call your Zillow for sale by owners, a couple weeks ago I did a live cold calling session where I found, I think 10 leads in an hour. I got twice consecutively, got 5 leads in under 30 minutes, twice in a row. So in an hour, I got like 10 leads. It kind of simmered off after the last hour, but like Zillow for sale by owners, I got a ton of really good ones. I got price commitments, and it only took me 2 hours. And that's another free marketing list and channel to be going after. There's so many free tools for wholesaling real estate success, especially with the internet nowadays. There is no excuse not to be successful in wholesaling real estate. So if you're willing to take the consistent effort, as someone who wholesaled when they were broke, it doesn't cost any money to show up every day and do the work. That's gonna be the most important part. Don't act like if someone in your market is making a ton of money that they have an advantage over you because they have the money. It might be a money advantage, but just outwork them. If you outwork your competition, even if you have no money, you're gonna do good. It all comes down to time and money. If you got no money, put in the time, put in the work, you're gonna be successful. So guys, if you got any value from this video, do me a big favor and smash the like button and subscribe. Go to freewholesaling.com to learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free from A to Z, and I'll catch you soon. Have a blessed one.